Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking another look here at Radicle, R-A-D, not to be confused with Radix, XRD. And what we're going to do is just kind of see what's going on here, because this is obviously a very large pump. We want to see if it's going to maintain itself or continue. Just to preface, simply put, every time it's had a pump in the past, it's inevitably dumped. Okay, but once again, its ICO date wasn't phenomenal back in late 2021 or fall of 2021, and of course, ever since then, Bitcoin's basically been taking a massive dump, right? So for lack of better terms here, this could be a very good sign here. Back on track, could continue higher, but we're gonna look at key level Fibonacci retracements and kind of just pay attention to some support and resistance levels. We can see here there's a most recent resistance, churned potential support here if we can close above that here today. We can also note too that that is a key Fibonacci retracement level, 0.618. So there's a great chance that'll be the new low if the price were to pull back to that level. Okay, so awesome stuff there. If you're new to the channel, keep in mind, not a financial advisor, really love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today. If you can, help us grow our Twitter community, of course, by just following, liking, and retweeting our stuff. Pretty much consistent fundamental and technical data just coming your way, along with some sense of humor too, because we like to have a good time. But it's just a great way for us to be able to enjoy our community members and to kind of help just stay interactive and communicate with you guys. So greatly appreciate that. Reach on out if you want. Go ahead and direct message me. We are very active there. We also have a signals group, trading academy and community, where you can essentially learn to become a better trader and benefit from the signals that our community has. We have day trades coming in very soon, extremely helpful and beneficial, because once again, string trading right now is very tumultuous. It's difficult. So if you can day trade, you're in and out a lot better, a lot faster, and it's just the right way to go with the current conditions in the market. So let's talk about Rad here and kind of see what is so radical about this coin. Now, keep in mind, today's trading day has been awesome. And we can kind of see here a strong test here of that resistance level and then a breakthrough. And a lot of times prices come back down, they pull back down, they'll bounce off that 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. Happens all the time. Okay, so keep in mind that should be a new support based on that being a previous resistance and yesterday's resistance too. All right, so take a look at the 1 day. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything here that's pretty indicative of continuation. Well, first of all, we're up over 70 on the RSI. That's pretty standard. We actually tested 70 at the RSI 2 days ago, and we broke through. So when coins are in price discovery, or in this case, the price discovery for the year, you can see here that it's going to probably continue until it doesn't. Now, I know that sounds kind of weird and crazy, but the bottom line is to hold your position open until the RSI comes back down and through 70, because there's a great chance the price action, even if it comes down and pulls back, will continue to go higher on this on the RSI and essentially work itself within one of these channels here. Okay, so keep in mind there's a lot of potential for this to continue. A little too early. My personal opinion in situations like this, since coins typically have a normal retracement of about the halfway point, 0.5 or 0.618, that's this range here. So this range will be a support level for this coin. That being said, it could be a bouncing point or just a natural contraction to that level. So there's a great chance that there's a lot of profit right here in this range that you could be taking right now, and you may want to consider securing those profits. It's almost about 15%. So I would recommend considering taking some profits if you're in the green. But again, depending on your overall position size and your intended position, if it's swing trade, day trade, or just say a hodl trade, for example, you may want to consider some alternatives. Let's take a quick look at the moving averages. We are above all three, of course. That's pretty standard for a coin that just took off like this. Once again, RSI is overextended and MACD is converging quite significant. So we can acknowledge we're overextended, but not super far. You think about this here, we're at day number 8. Technically, one more day of continuation upwards and we see a pullback. Okay, it's common for these TD sequential indicator to kind of give us the indication it's going to pull back depending on the overall market. That being said, when we're at a 9 on TD sequential, we can expect the price to retrace. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Are we at a 9 here as well? We are. So we got an 8 on the daily. Basically means tomorrow should be a red day, as well as the fact that we got a 9 on TD sequential here today. Pullback would make absolute sense. So there's two things that usually happen when you hit a 9. The price either goes sideways at the current price, or it'll retrace. It's rare for it to continue higher based on it being overextended on the daily. Okay, so again, a lot of these little runs like this are based on overextension and Fibonacci retracement levels. A lot of other indicators are kind of nullified in a lot of ways. But we can see RSI is telling us we're still up over 70 and that you may want to consider trimming your position, because if it drops below 70, then we're going to be, I wouldn't say we're bearish, but we're going to be below a resistance level, okay, which could very well be this point here at about $3.63. But my speculation is we're going to see a consolidation at 285, upwards of 325. Okay, and that's just, again, the way that things typically should work out. Once again, this thing has a history of doing this up and down very quickly, so please keep that in mind. Last thing we want to kind of take a look at here is the hourly, and kind of just quickly note that on the Ichimoku cloud, we have all green lights here to leave your position open. No reason to close that for obvious reasons. And then, of course, with TD sequential, we can see we are overextended once more. Okay, so we got this extreme overextension. Even though we had this type of pennant pattern that broke out, which is common, we're still way higher than we should be right now. Okay, so just keep in mind, we've got 3 overextensions on one on every time frame, and that tells us that a pullback would make sense. The only reason why this could sustain itself is if the volume continues to maintain higher price point. If we start seeing volume taper off similar to this level from before, we're going to be in bad shape. Okay, we need to stay above this moving average in order to be able to have any luck. So if you start to see the volume taper off, I would recommend considering trimming your position or selling part of your position. You don't have to close the whole thing because it could still run, right? There's nothing better than leaving a position open and letting it continue, but it's also nice to secure profits, because if you never take profits, how are you ever going to be profitable? All right, so I talk about that a lot in my trading academy and my community, so just be sure to check that out in your own time. Once again, cryptocash.tech is a site. I certainly hope you have a great rest of your day. I greatly appreciate you watching here. There's not much else we can really note except for the fact that we want to pay attention for a pullback to these levels here at roughly 287, $3.26. So the two areas that's likely going to be able to pull the price action towards it here. So I'll just go ahead and make this real easy for you. This is probably what we might see here. It's just to pull or gravitation towards that level. All right, so we'll go ahead and send out, I'll basically send out this update through Twitter. I always send out price breakout potential, as well as potential playouts. It's all available on our Twitter. So again, please help us grow the community, and really greatly appreciate you joining us there and helping us out. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one. You take care.